parents that I coached with, we really try to emphasize that we're out here to be together and make it clear that every single person on the team is integral to the success of the team. Make them feel important. That's your job as a coach. I think when kids feel like they're picking up something new and getting better at it around their friends, they want to keep coming back. They want to be at practice every day. And to me, that's the joy of sports, making lifelong memories and friendships.
All right, Peyton, you know fall is right around the corner when we get our first college football poll of the season. Yesterday, the Preseason Coaches Poll was released, and it comes with some controversy here. Texas 1, Ohio State 2, Penn State 3, and of course we know Texas, Ohio State, that's week 1. We join Heather Dinich and Paul Finebaum, two of our favorites right now, to break out a little bit of thoughts here, and we're going to do a segment that we call Heather's Heaters. Heather, you saw the top 10 initial rankings. Who do you think it should be instead?
Penn State should be the #1 team in the country. Look, on paper, they have far fewer questions than Texas. Drew Aller is going to be a better quarterback. He's going to improve his NFL draft stock. And he's also got two of the best running backs in the country, Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen, and the defensive coordinator hire, Jim Knowles from Ohio State, I think is going to be a secret weapon. When Ohio State hired him, their defense was 44th in the country, and then afterwards, they were 4th.
Yeah. Paul?
Yeah, Peter, I hate to be the guy telling the young lady to get off my lawn, but Heather, get off my lawn already on Penn State. You're forgetting the most obvious thing. They still have James Franklin as a head coach, and he's yet to prove that he can handle this moment. And I'm not going to waste your time because you were at the games with what he blew last year, but that's why I can't wrap my arms around them. On paper, yes, but he's had good teams on paper before and managed to choke them away.
Heather, give us your second heater of the day. What do you got?
Clemson is underrated. Why are we not talking more about the Clemson Tigers and Dabo Swinney? This is the year they have all the pieces in place to return to national relevance in the college football playoff and make a deep run. You look at Cade Klubnik, their quarterback. He is a projected #1 pick in Jordan Reed's latest 2026 mock draft. And he's got one of the best defensive lines in the country, multiple receivers to throw it to. This is a team that should be getting more credit this preseason.
Okay, Paul, is Clemson not getting enough respect?
Well, first of all, they're in the top 10, so they are getting respect. They're playing in one of the biggest games of the year. But I'll give Heather this one, Peter. She's 1 for 2 so far, early in the morning, so I don't want to be too cruel. Clemson is outstanding. I think they are underrated. But the problem with Clemson is that they lost to Georgia badly at the beginning of last year. They lost at home to South Carolina. They looked average in their playoff game, so it's hard to wrap one's arm around them right now.
All right, this last one, Heather, shouldn't cause any controversy. There is a team in the top 10 that you're not so sure about. Who is that?
It's Alabama. I mean, why are they getting so much credit? Did they all of a sudden get LSU's quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier? Because last I checked, they had some question marks there. Look, Paul, I know you don't like Heather Heaters, but it's Debbie Downer over there on your side of the room, whatever room that is that you're stuck in over there. But I think Kalen DeBoer has some questions to answer, and LSU should be ranked ahead of them right now, even though they're going to lose to Clemson in the season opener.
Paul?
Yeah, Heather, I'm stuck in Kalen DeBoer's guest room right now, and he just told me to remind you what happened last year in Baton Rouge. LSU had a really good team and that same great quarterback, and they went in there and wiped the floors, or the stadium in this case, with the LSU Tigers. Think about this for a second. Alabama is ranked lower in this poll than at any poll since 2008. That was Nick Saban's second year, and they only became the #1 team in the country before losing that year. So ultimately, this looks bad to me. It looks like Alabama is underrated. I frankly think they're better than this. And Heather, calm down already. The season's still 4 weeks away.
It is. And we have some required reading for everyone. On ESPN.com, our senior college football writer, Adam Rittenberg, put together an article looking at the level of patience certain programs will be given by their fan bases this coming season. And we start right there with Alabama. where we get the following from Adam. DeBoer likely doesn't need a title to ensure a third season in Tuscaloosa, but if Alabama misses the college football playoffs again, any remaining patience among the Tide faithful will vanish. We're only in year 2. Paul, what if Alabama misses the playoffs?
Well, Peter, I've never spent a winter in Siberia, but that's what it will be like for Kalen DeBoer. I think he will survive unless it is a disastrous miss. If he comes close, Greg Byrne, the athletic director there, very influential, is behind him. It was his big hire. But I think next year will be just a pressure cooker of epic proportions. But I don't think this is even a debate. I think Alabama's already in the playoffs from where I sit.
All right, let's go to LSU, also in the SEC, where they're now entering year 4 of the Brian Kelly era. Adam writes the following: LSU hasn't reached the CFP nor finished inside the AP top 10 under Kelly's leadership. Kelly should have the personnel to at least reach the playoff by the end of year 4, a point by which each of his 3 predecessors had won national championships. Proud LSU man. And Swagu, what if Brian Kelly and LSU miss the playoffs again?
It's going to be disaster. First of all, it's so good to see Heather and Paul. Heather stepped on my toes because she keeps saying Clemson is going to beat LSU. And I know we don't do well in the first game of the season over the last couple of years, but Heather, give me a little bit of light, okay? Because you know who I think is going to win. And P-Town, what's up, baby? I haven't seen my guy in so long. It's good to see you, Paul. You still talking Alabama, even though we don't know what they going to be this year. Back to the question at hand, Peter Schrager. LSU is in that window now, and Paul and Heather knows this as well as anybody, where if you don't win big, if you're Brian Kelly, this fan base is done. And I'm just telling you, the wins and the success and all of the things, going to the SEC championship, your first year was great, but people still didn't feel like that was like a big-time accomplishment based on how it happened. This year, you see all of the transfers. You see the recruiting class. Garrett Nussmeier in the preseason Heisman conversation. All of those things in the past at LSU has aligned with them having big seasons. It doesn't guarantee a championship, but it should guarantee you being a playoff contender. And if they are not, if they on the outside looking in the playoffs, this fan base is going to turn quickly on Brian Kelly. And it's almost like it's been situations where they've been waiting to do it. This will be that inflection point if LSU doesn't win big this year. I'm telling y'all what I know, not what I think. Okay,
Heather, you were at those SEC meetings what felt like 6 months. I felt like every time we talked to you guys, you were still in those directors' chairs. What was the vibe on LSU down there if Kelly actually doesn't win this season?
Well, by his own words and expectations, there's no reason, no excuse not to, because he said this is a team capable of contending for the national title. He said his defense is capable of competing at an elite level, which he conceded it hadn't been in the past. This is a team that has brought in a lot of talent in the transfer portal, and with Nussmeier at quarterback, he finally has all of the pieces in place. But the dagger will get deeper if Notre Dame wins. Don't forget that, because that is an underlying story here, right? He's getting paid to win this national title, and if Marcus Freeman has more success, then that makes it even harder for LSU fans.